Alright, here's a Monday thought starter just for you, and today I want to talk about elevators, Whatzits, and being ready. I just had a conversation with a client the other day who felt like he dropped a huge opportunity because he wasn't able to articulate what his company does in simple terms. He didn't have what is sometimes referred to as an elevator pitch. The idea used to be, if you run into someone on an elevator, can you get across what you do, pitch them before the elevator ride is over. First of all, let me warn you, because having a so-called elevator pitch is great if you have to be effective about introducing yourself, but if you go around using it on everyone, you're pretty much likely to sound like a sales automaton, and in today's business environment that will pretty much lead to absolutely nothing. Having understood that, let's talk about why it's important to have to be communicating quickly what your brand or business does, or what you do if you happen to be a professional. We've all been there. You are at a speaking engagement, or you run into someone at a networking event, or it could be another parent at a school function. You mind your own business, and all of a sudden someone says, "Oh, so what is it you do?" Unless you're prepared, you might go with the super short answer like, "I'm a lawyer," or "a project specialist," or who knows. Or you might kind of stumble around trying to figure out how to explain what you do, which is weird because you obviously know what you do. So this should be easier, right? Now, I've heard people say that their business is too complicated and different to explain it in 2 minutes. It would take 10 or 15, and I would suggest to you that that's total BS, except for maybe 1 in 1,000. If you can't get across what you're doing in about a minute, you don't have a very well-defined business. Totally different problem. What would you say in simple terms is the thing that your business does for your customer? Because it does ultimately have to be customer-centric. Nobody wants to know what it is that you do unless it is what you do for me. And speaking of networking, I always recommend to my clients to make sure that they have something that makes them approachable. I read a book a while back that calls it a Whatsit. Something, a pin, colorful socks, a cool tie that someone can remark on to start a conversation. "Oh, I like your pin. What's it about?" You get the idea. If you want other people to approach you, you can't be made out of Teflon where no conversation can stick. Back to the elevator pitch, that isn't the only thing. Have you ever heard someone being introduced on stage and it's their professional career reduced to a laundry list of places and titles? A graduate of A and B, he went to work here and rose through the ranks. Hard work to become this. Boring. How would you like to be introduced to sound like a rock star? What are the accomplishments that you're really proud of? What is the one thing you would want people to remember after you're introduced? Nobody ever says, "We listened to this guy speak that graduated from blah and did blah." Ask some of the people what they remember about you, or ask your customers to explain what it is you do for them. And if you have some unusual that makes you unique, embrace it. That's why inadvertently I'm usually referred to as the German guy, except for in Germany where everybody is a German guy, I guess. Anyways. Back to, while we're at it, it helps to be prepared to give a 15 to 20 minute speech on something pertinent to your business. I've personally landed several speaking gigs because people know that I can fill 20, 30, or 60 minutes with very little notice because I'm ready to speak on several topics. So it all comes down to preparation. Nobody's good trying to fumble stuff together when they're put on the spot, but if you thought about it before, you inadvertently have a head start over everyone else in the room, and that does make the difference. And that's it for your Monday Thought Starter. I'll be back with my weekly trends video on Thursday. Until then, I'm Tobias Wilhelm.